Don't miss this one-day sale at your local Ford dealership. Due to overcrowded lots, we're slashing the prices of our cars and lowering interest rates. But if you don't act now, you'll miss it because it's only here for one day. All applications will be accepted. We see this type of ad every day. But don't be fooled. There are several problems and misconceptions with this ad. First, are you really going to save a lot of money and lower your interest rates for just one day? Probably not. And second, are all applications going to be accepted? Yes. Does this mean that you're going to be approved for a car and everybody else that comes in is going to be approved for a car? No. Don't be fooled by this. Hi, my name is Jonathan Atkins, and I'll be talking to you about the daily attempts of persuasions that we encounter. The art of persuasion dates back many centuries to the Greeks and Aristotle. Types of persuasion that Aristotle developed were grouped into three different categories. First of these would be logos, which are attempts to persuade the audience using rational logical arguments, which may include inductive and deductive reasoning and syllogisms. Second would be ethos. Ethos is speaker's moral character revealed through the message, gain respect of audience through wisdom, virtue, and goodwill. The third of these would be pathos. The speaker must know how to stir up various emotions in the audience. These three types of persuasion, or categories for persuasion, were developed over time and have been used by various ways, whether it be companies trying to sell you product or politicians trying to get a vote. Either way, whatever the case may be, we encounter these types of persuasion every day. There are many types of persuasion. Let's explore some of these persuasion techniques, shall we? First of all, don't get fooled by gimmicks you'll encounter, whether it be in Walmart or in a grocery store, about buy one get one half off, or clearance, or buy one get one free. First of all, in the long run, you're still paying the same price, or if not, you have a lot of something you don't need. And if you're buying clearance items, more times than not, you're walking out of the store with something that you didn't come in for. It's just a waste of money. We see people at Sam's Club or Walmart buying huge bulk, and we have to ask, who really needs a 10-gallon jar of mayonnaise or a 10-gallon jar of peanut butter? It's going to go to waste. You're not going to use it all, and it just makes you look silly. I mean, really, when you think about it. Another example or tactic of persuasion that many people use, and I myself use on a daily basis in my job as a server or waiter, is the asking not if, but which. This tactic eliminates choices among many options by limiting options of just a few or only two. An example of how I do this every day is if I'm trying to sell a table an appetizer or a dessert, I would tell them, instead of saying, would you like a dessert, say, which dessert would you like? Or I'd approach the table like, will you guys be having a brownie or a piece of cake or a cheesecake today or ice cream? This, instead of giving them the option to say no, it presents them with the idea that yes, they will be getting dessert, but which one will they be getting? This is a tactic that many people fall for on a daily basis. Another example of persuasion that we encounter every day is the something we'll see on infomercials late at night, and this will be the "that's not all" tactic. We're all guilty of it. Late at night, we're watching TV, and we see, an infomercial, whether it be for an exercise machine or Esteban's guitar or cleaning products. We all see it. And in this tactic, the persuader offers the targeted product for a specific price and then sweetens the deal by throwing in a free gift or lowering the price. So act now, within the next 30 minutes, you'll get an extra product, buy one, get one free, or we'll cut off the last payment. This is something that gets a lot of people, and it's something you should be aware of and not to be suckered by. Something we also see every day is the use of symbols and maps for persuasion. One prime example of this would be the Golden Arch. We all know when we see the Golden Arch that it's McDonald's, and instantly all these thoughts come to mind. The map that we built from the symbol in our mind of French fries and cheeseburgers, and maybe it's the thought of, as a child, getting a Happy Meal and getting the toy and chicken nuggets and all that good stuff. We all have these maps in our head that have been developed from these symbols, and a lot of companies prey on these maps, and the more they use the symbol, the more hopefully you will keep coming back for business and buying these products. We have to keep in mind that they're using the symbols and the maps that we've built up selling products, and we have to keep in mind that many of our maps, or all of our maps, are not completely they're errors in every one of our maps that we create. they're not always 100% accurate. Um, we can be misled by these maps, is what I'm trying to say. Another tactic that is one that I fall for, and it's not really a tactic per se, it's more of a theory, and that would be the mere exposure theory. And the basis of this is the more you're exposed to something, the more you are likely to buy it, or become accustomed to it, to where you even become fond of it. Every day I hear a song on the radio or watch a video on MTV, and after 4 or 5 times hearing it, I go from not liking it at all to want to go out and buy the CD. This is something that music artists and radio, or the music industry uses, and it works very well. And we see this every day also in consuming products, where you see a commercial and you'll see the commercial several times, and it either annoys you to the point to turn the channel when it comes on, or push the mute button, or it makes you want this product, and you either go out and buy it, or you're just envious of those who have it because you can't afford it. This is a very, very, very good tactic that many companies use to sell their product. There's several ways you can avoid being lured by persuasion. We encounter the persuasion attempts every day, whether it be by politicians trying to get your vote, or companies trying to sell you their products. And there are a lot of misleadings in these attempts of persuasion. Don't get suckered. Do your research. Don't just buy something based on an ad, or don't just go buy statistics given to you by a specific company, because if they're giving statistics to sell their product, it's probably done by themselves, or it's made up altogether. So do your research, and don't be afraid to say no. Just because somebody's trying to sell you something, they're not looking into your best interest. They're trying to make a buck. So don't be afraid to say no. These are some of the ways you can avoid being suckered and lured by persuasion, and some of the tactics that you will see. As always, keep an open mind. Don't be afraid to think for yourself, and be a smart consumer.